What do we look forward in 2026? You want to go first?
I think Malaysia is experiencing the same perception that people had maybe in 2022, 2023, where there wasn't much interest. But of course, what we saw in 2024 and why we managed to take advantage of 2024 is because people were ignoring Malaysia because of the previous 2 years, right? So 2024 was a good year, and we are seeing a reversal of that in 2025. So if you remember, I think even like I'll just compare, let's say STI, which is the Singapore market. 2024 wasn't doing so well.
Now they're doing well.
Now they're doing well. So this is a reversal, right? And the basic point is that things move in cycle. So if you recall our videos on quarterlies last year, or even our webinars and generally our videos, we were saying despite the good times, the better times, that things could start to change, and we cannot take the recent past, use recency bias to say this is going to continue in the next year. True enough, if you took what we said that seriously, you would discover that, hey, 2025 was like a semi-prediction bias. So again, we are not in the business of making predictions, but we want to prepare you to know that, to ensure that you do not look at this year's performance and extrapolate it to next year. This is a standard human behavior.
Yeah.
So we do not want to be influenced by this sort of emotions.
Yeah, I think 2026 is still going to be a relatively stable year for Bursa Malaysia. Not to say that it won't go down now, but from what we have gathered from companies, right, they are all like business is still doing fine. So it won't be like sudden upside for 2026 as compared to 2024, because 2024 we have a special catalyst, which is data center. So that is where a lot of MNCs start to pour in money, FDI money into Malaysia. So that's why we have a big rally in the stock market, especially for Malaysia. Whereas for 2025, things start to like price in already, start to cool down. You also start to see, data center companies from MNCs, they are not really commissioning their data center as much as expected. Electricity consumption also wasn't as high as anticipated by the government, but they are trying to push it that. So there is a lot of like fear right now in 2025 because, what we expected was a bullish year, but then it turned out to be like, not so bullish. So hopefully for 2026, people are kind of like used to 2025 situation already, and then there will be some sort of like a tiny little growth moving forward. Obviously, the theme that we're going to be looking at is mostly going to be related to domestically business in Malaysia, less so in export related, because not to say that tariff is gone, tariff is still there. And not to mention that China, you remember that we mentioned about anti-involution, but what happened was that they didn't really do any anti-involution.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why the export market is still going to be quite challenging going forward.